This is my Management 3300 PowerPoint presentation over safe and secure passwords. Many people resent the feeling of overhauling their favorite passwords or the ones they have been using since they remember. People hate the thought of getting hacked, but they also hate the thought of taking the time out of their day to make new passwords for everything. Many people are looking for a solution. They know that creating safe and secure passwords are important, but how do they go about making them? Overall, it is very important to have a safe and secure password that you will always remember and always use. The anatomy of an unbreakable password. It may seem very simple, but the longer the password is, the harder it is to crack. Password crackers have been extremely good at what they do. For example, password crackers now use a strategy where they use different dictionaries of English words, names, foreign words, and run those words with various capitalizations and common substitutions. This new strategy quickly breaches about 2/3 of all passwords. If you are unsure about the passwords you are using right now, you can check the security through multiple free websites online that will grade and rank your passwords. These are a list of passwords that are not to be used. This may seem very obvious, but many people do use these passwords and are at much greater risk of being hacked. Passwords like 123456, password, QWERTY, ABC123, ABCDF are all very common passwords that many people use, and hackers also know that. Two methods for creating a safe and secure password are the Bruce Schneider's method. Security expert Bruce Schneider came up with this method in 2008 and still recommends it to this day. This method involves using a sentence and turning it into a password. This sentence can be anything personal or memorable for you. Take the words from this sentence, then abbreviate and combine them in a unique way to form a password. An example is, Mizzou just won the championship. So, your new password could be all capital letters, Ms, exclamation point, won the natty, 18, in reference to 2018. Another method is the PAO method. This method was brought forth by Carnegie Mellon, a university computer scientist. PAO gained popularity in Joshua Foer's best-selling book, Moonwalking with Einstein. This method is very simple and very effective. You think of an interesting place like Mount Rushmore, and then you think of a famous person like Freddie Mercury. And then you think of those two things and a random task. So, like Freddie Mercury dancing on Mount Rushmore. The PAO method of memorization has cognitive advantages. Our brains remember visual and shared cues in unusual scenarios much better than random, boring stuff. With this method, you will always have a safe and secure password that you will never forget. One thing to know is never use the same password. Many people use the same password for everything, and that's a great way to get hacked. If a hacker does crack your password and you use the same password for everything, you could get into some serious trouble. After you are done creating your secure password with the steps I mentioned earlier, you should sign up for a free password management tool. In this case, all you need to remember is a single password for the password manager. In almost every instance, password managers are the way to go. Highly recommend. In summary, password hackers have become extremely advanced in what they do. It is more important now than ever to have a safe and secure password. You should have at least 8 digits and never use the same password twice. You should always use one of the methods I stated for coming up with a secure password. One thing to always remember is that your complex passwords can be compromised. You should never think you are completely secure, but with a complicated password, your chance of getting hacked are greatly decreased.